Hey BookTube, it's Nick. Today I'm so excited. I am doing the Disney Channel book tag, and this was created by Emma over at Muggle Glamour. This is her original tag and she's a pretty good book friend of mine, so I'm really excited for this. So thank you so much, Emma, for tagging me, because this is a fantastic book tag and I am so excited to answer all the questions. I love Disney. Disney Channel was my life when I was a kid. Lizzie McGuire especially was my show. I was obsessed with that show, and just Hilary Duff in general. I literally had so much Hilary Duff merch, like the most obscure merch that I don't even know if it's still a thing for anyone. Like I had a Hilary Duff blanket, which I know you can get those for pretty much anything. I had Hilary Duff hair care products. I had a Hilary Duff lamp. A lamp. It had like her signature stitched into it. It was fantastic. But also Kim Possible was my jam. I specifically remember rewatching the whole thing on YouTube the summer between freshman and sophomore year, I believe. Somewhere around that time. I love Disney Channel. I love the Disney Channel original movies. They were a huge part of my childhood. So thank you so much, Emma, for tagging me in this. I am so excited. Just to celebrate, I know it's not Disney Channel, but I am wearing my Cinderella shirt and it says, I have nothing, I'm gonna get a bullet. It says, I have nothing to wear. So got it for like $12 and it's really cute. So I'm wearing that today to celebrate. The first question is inspired by Hannah Montana, and that is a book with a plot twist you saw coming a mile away. For this one, I am doing Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan. I really hope that I'm saying that last name right, but probably not. It was a decent book. I'm not really going to go into like all my thoughts and feelings on it, but I was not surprised by the ending. I definitely saw it coming, and I'm not going to give it away because spoilers, and that would be really rude, but yeah, I definitely saw that coming. The next one is Phil of the Future, and that is a book that takes place in the future. For this one, I chose Cinder by Marissa Meyer, as it's kind of sci-fi and it might be slightly dystopian, but it does take place in, I think, New Beijing. So, and then all of the current continents they're all there. So it's been a minute since I've read this book. I'm sorry, I don't remember the details, but I'm pretty sure it takes place in like a futuristic America, or not even America. Girl, what are you saying? World. It takes place in a futuristic Earth, and all the countries are still there and whatnot. So yeah, I chose that one. The next one is Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and that is a book with your favorite siblings. For this one, I chose Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. I love Percy and Tyson. They meet in this book, but it's really just how their friendship and relationship as brothers develop throughout the whole series. It just makes my heart so warm. I love Tyson so much, and just seeing how Percy accepts him as his brother and their bond is just, it's so sweet and wholesome, and I'm here for it. The next one is Wizards of Waverly Place, and that is a book with a secret. For this one, I am choosing Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Now, you don't actually learn about the secret until I think it's either the very end of Crown of Midnight or the very beginning of Heir of Fire, or like you kind of connect the dots in between those. Obviously, I'm not going to say what that is because that's the second and third book, but yeah, she has a secret. Next is Lizzie McGuire, and that is a book that would work as a live action or an animated film. For this one, I'm technically saying the whole series, but that is The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Technically, I'm choosing all of Percy Jackson and the Olympians because this doesn't have a live action. A live action for this does not exist. I do think that it would work really well as a animated film though. Like, can you just imagine, like, and all the different gods and oh my gosh, I need it. I need a whole series based on the whole series, and like each season can be a different book, or they can just be like, it could be a mini series with like really long episodes, and then they could be each on a different book. I don't know. So many things happen in the first book. I don't know. It just needs to happen. We need an adaptation because we don't have one. The next one is That's So Raven, and that prompt is Raven can see glimpses into the future. Choose a book that you wish had an epilogue that jumped into the future. For this one, I'm going for a very recent read of mine, and that is An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Ryderson. Technically, this does have an epilogue, but it's only barely in the future, and there are a couple things that I just really wish I knew how they turned out. Wait, does this have an epilogue? Does this have an epilogue? It does have an epilogue. Okay. It's 2 pages. Yeah, it takes place right after the book ends. So I do wish that I knew it happened in the future, because even though I do think that it wrapped up really nicely and I'm actually very happy with the ending, there are still some questions that I have, and I still wish that we could see what happens next, but it's fine. It's fine. Next up is Kim Possible, and that is a book that has a character with an adorable pet. For this one, I'm choosing Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I came to realize that I really don't have many books with pets in them, mostly because I have a lot of fantasy that I read, and there's just a shocking lack of magical pets. But anyway, I'm choosing this book because Bieber is an adorable dog, and well, at least I picture him to be adorable, and I just think that he would be really fun. I love dogs. I would love to be in a family that has a dog. So yeah, that's my answer. Next up is The Proud Family, and that is a book with a family that you'd want to be adopted into. Like the last prompt, I noticed I have a shocking lack of books that have families that I would love to be a part of. So for this one, I feel like this is a bit of a cop-out, but I'm choosing Harry Potter because I think being in the Weasley family would be pretty cool. Like just growing up in a magical family. Yeah, so that's my cop-out answer. Next up is Even Stevens. And for this one, the prompt is, in Even Stevens, the main character is in 7th grade. Choose a book that you loved in 7th grade or a book that you would recommend to a 7th grader. So for this one, I'm choosing a series that I adored in middle school, specifically 7th grade, and I have yet to see anyone on BookTube talk about it. I'm sure there probably are some people, but it's obviously a very old series. It's been a very long time since I've been in 7th grade. But that is the Night World series by L.J. Smith. There are 3 main books in this series, but each book has 3 stories in them, so it's kind of 9 books in this series. And I don't think she ever published the 4th book. I think there were rumors about it, but I don't think she ever did it, which is sad. I really want to go back and reread this series because even though I've reread some of the stories, I haven't actually reread the whole thing, and it's been a really long time since I've dived into these books at all, but I still have all of them on my Kindle. I think these and the Percy Jackson books were the first books I ever bought on my Kindle, and I got that when I was 13, so it's been a minute. But yeah, this is such a fun series from what I remember. I mean, obviously it's been a while, so I didn't read it with a critical mind, but it was so much fun, and it was paranormal, and it had like vampires and werewolves and witches and just all this. I think there was like an angel in one of them. I don't know. It was just really, really fun, and I mean, again, it's been a long time, but I still stand by it. I still think it's a great series. Okay, I'm on the Goodreads page, and apparently in the Night World series, the first books were published in the 90s. The first book was literally published the year that I was born. I'm a little shook right now. I'm not gonna admit I did not realize they were that old. I just assumed that they were new when I read them. No. They're as old as I am. And she did end up writing another book, but it was just number 10, not like a whole book. But I'm shook. What? The last question is inspired by Phineas and Ferb, a book with a character or characters that realistically should have gotten in trouble but never did. For this one, I chose Dear Evan Hansen, the novelization, and even though technically he did receive some consequences for his actions, I just feel like it should have been a lot more. I feel like he kind of came out pretty much unscathed, and again, not going into it because spoilers, but just because of how everything went down and what he did and the paths that he chose, it just, there really, really should have been more consequences. I haven't seen the play for this, or musical, or show. I don't know the right term, I'm sorry. But it might be better in the actual production, but in the novelization, it just didn't really rub me the right way, and I kind of realized that more and more. The more time passed since I've read the book, the more I just kind of realized that, hey, maybe that wasn't okay. So Yep, realistically, there should have been a lot more consequences than there wasn't. Well, that's it for the book tag, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and you should do it. I tag everybody watching. Thanks again to Emma for tagging me and for creating this tag in the first place, because it was so much fun. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.